So this is going to be an interesting TCG Card Shop Simulator video. As of this moment, I should be in the process of moving to New Jersey. It is January 28th, about 6 days till I actually leave. And I'm just making sure that I have all my ducks in a row. I have all the videos for Max, Heroes, and Villains loaded up. The podcasts that are turning into deck techs and drafts until I get everything situated in late February, early March. This series, however, is taking a small little bit of a break because I'm going to be busy making sure that I'm moving into the house that I'm living in. It is going to be... It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. This is the best thing I could do for me. And that's all. Unfortunately, I don't care about people's opinions and whatnot of the move. I really can't. Nobody's giving me a bad opinion, though, on it. I got to do me. And right now, the headaches that we've experienced in the house, my girlfriend has bought a house. And the contracts get wonky sometimes. And if a mistake happens, it adds a week or two to the delay, to the point that it was theoretically a Christmas gift to herself, and she wanted to be living in there already before Christmas, and we're probably not moving in until the middle of February now. So because it's just the last two bits of contracts or whatnot need to be resolved. Nothing. It's not even human error. It's a little bit of human error, but not our error, or even our realtor's error, or the homeowners of the people that we're buying the house from error. It's just weird things happen sometimes. You catch something real quick, and then you have to go, okay, we got to amend this. We got to fix that. This needs to be done. That needs to be done. Every time one of those little things happen, it adds about 2 weeks to the process time. And we're now in February, so we're now not going to be moving in until February. And that means our nerd room isn't going to be completed. At this point, we're at the end of January. I'm already supposed to be there. Our original plan, when she procured the house and I made the decision to move back up there, and then she procured the house, it was going to be mid-January is when I leave. That's why December is where my last shows for wrestling, because I'm not supposed to be here yet. I feel like I'm in a Kevin Smith movie. And so between all these delays, it's afforded me a little bit of time to not only get a couple weeks worth of content out, but also realize there's going to be a couple weeks where I'm not going to be able to do content. And that's because I'm not going to have access to the computer. After tomorrow, at this point, maybe early in the morning tomorrow when I'm done doing the next video, because of this series, I might... I don't want to say take a long break, but I'm not going to have access to this computer for a couple weeks. Because, I'm going to be frying bigger fish, if you will. And also, it may sound a little different. I want to see if, at least on these videos, recording on Audacity, or start recording back on Audacity and stop being lazy, might be the best call for me. It does require a little bit more editing, but last time I checked, I don't edit for a promotion anymore. And with XWW, sister company to Max, Heroes, and Villains, I have a lot of free time now. And that being said, though, it might go back to the normal way if I catch on with a couple promotions in New Jersey. But that is a March decision for Dom Douglas, not a January about to move decision for Dom Douglas. I do love playing this game, too. I do love TCG Card Shop Simulator whenever I get around to it. I know some people have said I've played it wrong. It's not the point. I'm not trying to play it right. The whole basis of this series is I'm trying to be like Manny Mac at Max, Heroes, and Villains, owning my own card and comic book store with action figures. Yeah, TCG Card Shop Simulator doesn't have action figures, but we have the plushies for the Tetramon game. So that is the analog for the action figures. The mangas that we get in now, those are the, analog for the comic books. And obviously the card game, the Magic the Gathering is Tetramon is Magic the Gathering, and the board games even, I know the way I do these things. I literally haven't touched the game since October. I recorded 16 episodes in 2 weeks and then just slowly edited them. And then, when they were starting to run low, and I'd go back and record a couple more and edit those out over the time. And this time I'm like, all right, I'm going to edit one more. And it's going to be the laziest edit I've done. There might not be any cuts next week. I might do a lot of pre-planning before I start that particular gameplay video, because it's going to be the last time. But I also know I had 3 packages coming. I was like, oh, I want to open those. So that is why this has been the concept. Some people have told me, you can get rid of the tables for the card game. No, I'm not trying to do this as efficiently as possible here. I'm trying to become a poor analog for Max Heroes and Villains. That was the whole basis of the show. Dom Douglas in the digital realm wants to become Manny Mac with Max Heroes and Villains, and now I have Goblin Grenade the store, not the podcast. 2 separate things. And that's why there's not the optimum gameplay. Because right now, I would love to do a gameplay challenge where I never increase the size of the store, and I only carry 1 or 2 products in at a time. That's something I want to do. I've seen other people do it, but recording every couple of months, I miss a lot of things too. There's a lot of updates that happened. I mean, I just realized now that in November, they rolled out a whole bunch of updates, and recently I think they leveled up, and I was astonished when the store closes in this episode, spoiler warning, the employees finished their tasks. You know how the one kid was like, you can kiss my foot if he thinks I'm staying any second past 9? Not anymore. If he's got a box in his hands, he will make sure to empty it or put it back in the back room or throw it out like he does in this video. Spoiler, I know. I recorded the gameplay before doing the voiceover. And at this point, I just feel that I like the direction the series is going in, and it's somewhat consistently inconsistent with the numbers, although the numbers are halfway decent, comparatively speaking. I've had podcasts where there's been single-digit viewers. This past one with the Turtles one, the last real one, that comparatively speaking, for the rest of the content, comparatively blew up. So that was different. I can definitely say it was topical, plus, when do you get to spoil an entire set? When do you get to spoil the next set of Magic during pre-release of the current set because cards snuck their way into the current set? So I think that's why I got a lot of viewers. Plus, I went over almost all the rares and mythics, and Wizards responded earlier this week by releasing the rest of the set. So I guess we're not going to have spoiler season, and people who were working on videos and whatnot are not going to be able to do those, because some people put a lot of thought and effort into their pre-release stuff. I didn't know this was actually going to become a weird podcast opinion. But some people do. Will I ever be able to do that? No. Would I like to? I've taken my fair share stabs at some bits, and I think moving forward there might be more bits that I do, because I do like writing, I do like comedy, I do like filming. I mean, I got into wrestling, and by proxy that's how I got to know Manny through XWW. I got into this business because I was an editor, because technically speaking I am a failed YouTuber. I've been on YouTube for about 15 years, 18 years now at this point. I think I've been watching YouTube, and I've had my channel for at least 15 years now at this point. And I haven't uploaded on my channel in a couple of years because, the side quest of wrestling took over, and I really didn't see a point in doing content for my channel. But that being said, that basis of learning how to edit, being inspired by the Game Chasers and Film Riot to learn how to edit. Game Chasers inspired me because I was super into retro video games at the time, and Film Riot inspired me because they showed me that with $5 and just your intuition and wits, you can film pretty amazing content. got my foot in my door with my Handycam that I used to have. I used to have a 3 point of contact camera that I would hold for when I would record wrestling shows, and I got super stable footage. And it was because it was a Film Riot $5 stabilizer camera, like handheld stabilizer. And that's how I would get such pretty good shots. And then eventually that led into being commentating when the world paused for a few years. And I took that opportunity to start doing that and also filming content wrestling wise on the side. So without me being a failed YouTuber, I don't get in the professional wrestling industry. And on top of that, I still have that creative itch. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm part of a shadow cast of Rocky Horror Picture Show in New Jersey already with a bunch of friends of mine. I've known these people for 20 years. They're near and dear to my heart. They are ride or dies too, just like some of y'all in North Carolina have been ride or dies. And I'm already getting that creative itch going. On my train ride to New Jersey, I'm going to write 4 scripts just for them because I just have funny ideas. And I might write scripts as well for this series, this show, even the podcast even. But if that I would like to do that because that's where my main inspiration and main start got from. But I've always said I will never be given the keys to the kingdom of ambassadordom for Wizards of the Coast. I understand it. I'm not trying to do this. And some people say it and they don't mean it. And you can say I don't mean it. Would it be awesome? Yeah. If Wizards were to offer me ambassadorship right now, I'd take it. I'd have to edit the content a little bit, but I'd take it. But up until that point, I'm not going to edit the content. You can say that's selling out, but the editing part that I'm talking about is using language which I already don't use. The time where I think the most vitriol that I've shown on this podcast and even on these series was when the Commander banning, when the old Commander Council banned the 4 cards, and everybody acted a fool on these people to the point that Wizards now controls the format of Commander. And so far they've done it good, but I've never been that more angry in my life. And on this channel, I mean. And that was a lot of swearing. I submitted 2 different versions of that podcast. One censored, one not. Manny listened to the first 5 minutes of the uncensored one and said, go with the censored. Because by that point, I'd already dropped 15 F-bombs. That whole episode, I dropped 143 F-bombs. That's just an F-bomb. That's not counting all the other curses I was saying throughout that I edited. There's probably like 240 something curses in a 45-minute video that I had to film over the course of 2 days because I was just so angry. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I've always said, when I'm will I take the sponsorship? Yeah, I'll have to edit some content. I'll have to change some of the verbiage I say, but I don't swear for the most part. Mainly because this is a family-friendly channel. Max Heroes and Villains is a family-friendly channel, so I refuse to swear on Max Heroes and Villains. But my opinions of Wizards will not change. If they tell me, if they were to offer me an ambassadorship and it came with the caveat, with the little carrot at the end of the fishing pole, if you can't say anything bad about any of our decisions or products, then I'm not taking it. I'm not going to compromise my opinions. I'll take the ambassadorship, but I'm not going to compromise my opinions. And that's why I know I'll never get ambassadorship. And I'm not looking for it anyway. I'm a small grain of sand in the beachfront property that is Magic the Gathering content. So, that being said, my main goal is to help this channel get bigger in the following year. 2026, when I finally get settled down into New Jersey, I want the views to go up. Everybody does. Everybody who has a channel who does that, who plays stuff like this, who does Magic the Gathering and whatnot, would love channels to get better each and every year. And I've been doing this for 2 years now, and I've seen I've not decreased, but I've barely increased, and I think 2026 is the year that I want to see an exponential increase. So I have a feeling that might happen. I hope it happens, but if it doesn't, I'm still going to stick around. I love this store. I love Manny to death. He's definitely somebody I consider a ride or die. And along with Quest, along with Seth working at the store, like, I got much love for you guys. And that's why I've been doing this. I don't put my name on stuff that I don't appreciate. I won't. If I didn't like what we were doing, I wouldn't be doing this. And I'm doing this, and you didn't even know I was doing this still. When I went to the last XWW show as a fan, Wrestle Revolution, the main event was Effie, GCW star Effie, amongst other promotions, versus Cam Jackson for the XWW Heavyweight Championship. Effie, former hardcore champion at XWW, wrestled JP Lehman when he got to defend the GCW Heavyweight Championship, and I got to call that match in 2025. That was probably the coolest thing I did in my career. That's no knock on anybody. I mean, come on. GCW. I got to call a heavyweight title match. Pinch me. And when I told Manny, I'm like, hey, you know, I got content all the way lined up till middle of February. I should be settled in by then. He wasn't aware. And I was like, no, I'm still doing it, man. Like, I can do the podcast. I can do the TCG Card Shop Simulator. Whenever that series ends, it goes into Magic the Gathering drafts. I can do those. I can still do those for you for the comic book store. But where do you want to see this series go is my biggest question 17 minutes in. And I know for a fact I got 4 more minutes left because, you know, I recorded for 21 minutes. Where do you want to see this series go? Do you want to see it continue? Me doing Max Heroes and Villains version in TCG Card Shop Simulator under Goblin Grenade Store? Do you want to see this go bye-bye? Do you not feel how I feel about this game? Because I like playing it. I like recording it. But if you would rather see me do Magic the Gathering related content like drafts and whatnot, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Message me if you want. 2, I'm trying to figure out what this Monday slot should be. And for the foreseeable future, in my mind at least, until this video comes out and I see if there's any comments on there, it's going to be TCG Card Shop Simulator moving forward. But if nobody, the vast majority do not like TCG Card Shop Simulator, I can always put this on my channel. And then move this to my channel and then have this be the draft portion of the video or other ideas that I got in my mind involving recording of actual paper Commander games. Because I know a lot of friends up in Jersey that play that beautiful game, Magic the Gathering, and they play Commander. Reasonably confident I can get a couple of people to my place every now and again and sling some cards, if you will, at the Goblin Grenade table for Commander nights or whatever we want to play. But yeah, let me know, because when I get settled in Jersey, it's going to be a different mode because I'm very creative, and wrestling has been a very great creative process for me, where I get to talk for 2.5 hours to 3 hours, pretty much unscripted. I have my notes and whatnot, and Manny will give me some suggestions and whatnot on what to say and what not to say. But pretty much, me and the team, whether it be Quest, whether it be Jack, whether it be Braden Marshall, whether that be Elliot Shock, whether that be Prime Noah, whoever else would be sitting in that booth with us, we were left to our own devices. So, that being said, thank you for watching this series. If it continues, great. I love it. If it doesn't and we do drafts, I love that too. My name has been Dom Douglas for Max Heroes and Villains. And 2026, I would like to see this channel grow. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment down below, and may your top deck always be mythic. As I have to vamp for another minute, but I think I might just let it go.